estás dentro de Engranage. En Engranage te mostramos todo lo que pasa alrededor de una banda. Con Engranage le vamos a dar una mirada distinta de lo que es el heavy metal, tanto de acá como de afuera.
Soy Gaby Mónaco, soy una de las vocalistas de Lughnasadh. Mi primer disco fue más bien, creo que no un disco, era un cassette, entonces era un cassette, si no se hagan los jovencitos, porque ustedes también tuvieron cassette, fue de Yuya. Sí, en ese entonces Yuya era muy black metal, o sea, era en el momento que se daba vuelta la cinta y se decía que decía cosas satánicas y cosas extrañas. Bueno, así que había que hacer la prueba. Felizmente mi familia para mi cumpleaños me regaló el cassette de Yuya, cual lógicamente en un momento dimos vuelta a la cinta en ese momento que se comió, no sé si a ustedes les pasaba, pero se solía enredar la cinta en el cabezal. Entonces una vez que se enredaba demasiado y no se podía sacar, se estropeaba toda la cinta. Entonces en ese entonces fue el momento de poder dar la vuelta y ver si realmente era lo que pasaba. Así que, lógicamente no ocurrió nada, pero bueno, después de eso habrá venido uno de B8 pirateado y uno de Megadeth de procedencia dudosa. Mi primer concierto fue acá en Buenos Aires, la verdad que fue una experiencia tremenda para mí, que venía de Mar del Plata y no había ido a otro concierto así, fue a ver a Ozzy y la verdad que fue una experiencia increíble e inolvidable, ya que en mi intento de llegar hacia adelante se me baja la presión, no me siento bien y bueno, al final cuando está por salir me termina sacando la seguridad por arriba de la gente. Termino en una de esas cositas blancas que hay ahí para las personas como yo que te baja la presión y la arruinan la existencia al resto. Creo que teloneaba Rata Blanca me parece, y luego venía Cor, no me acuerdo muy bien, pero bueno, nada, al final lo terminé viendo pequeñito, de lejos, muy de lejos, pero bueno, fue una linda experiencia. Una persona que siempre voy a admirar y que quedó ya inmortalizada, obviamente, es a mi madre, una guerrera de la vida y una persona que nos enseñó a batallar constantemente, a demostrar que cada vez que te caes de alguna manera te puedes levantar y a ser insistente en muchas cosas. Entonces, obviamente, ¿cómo no admirarla si nos forjó lo que somos hoy ahora? El arte también, siempre el hacer lo que a uno ama es lo que nos nutre y nos hace felices. Entonces dejó mucho en nuestra tierra, así que hoy toda la vida. Si pudiera viajar en el tiempo, iría cuando tenía 25 años. No precisamente por cómo me veía, porque el tiempo había sido bastante jodido conmigo en ese entonces. Hoy se está portando un poco mejor. Pero bueno, fue el principio del final. ¿Y cómo sería esto? Fue como el principio de una nueva vida y el final de otra muy nefasta. Mi primer fallido en pareja, y mi hija siempre decía que había que intentarlo y que si por cualquier motivo nos iba bien, podíamos volver a casa. Entonces eso fue lo que yo hice. Yo agarré y dije, bueno, no va más esto, así que me voy a volver con mamá. Y no se me cayó nada por hacerlo, me recibieron súper bien y estaban en el mismo lugar donde habían quedado cuando yo me había ido hacía unos 8 años atrás. La misma habitación con mi hermana, en el mismo lugar, con mi vieja, con todo, así que sí. Me gustaría que me recuerden como una guerrera con todo lo que eso lleva. Me gustaría que me recuerden con cosas, con fortaleza, con felicidad, con música, con todo lo que uno anhela y por seguir las metas. Pues de lo que me gustaría que me recuerden cuando vean un dragón, porque esto sería como un sueño hecho realidad, sí, tipo madre de dragones. Me gustaría que me recuerden por las buenas acciones y por ser buena gente, por ser buena persona, que esto es lo que más me importa en realidad. Y con mucho amor y con mucha felicidad. Les mando un beso gigante a todos, muchísimas gracias por el espacio y por la difusión de lo que tanto amamos hacer, que es música. Así que bueno, gracias por permitirme contarles a las personas un poquito más de mi vida y queremos invitarlos a todos a que conozcan lo que tanto amamos, que es música, música para seguir adelante. Sean todos bienvenidos a Alumnos de la Rosca. Hecho está, que así sea.
No te vayas, ya seguimos con Engranaje.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Laro, Bionde, baterista y cantante de Pueblo Fantasma de la ciudad de La Plata para Engranaje. Gabriel Columbus, muchas gracias. Proyecto solista, no, la verdad que no, nunca. Siempre trabajé cómodo tocando con alguna banda, bajo algún eslogan, así como lo fue Cancerbero, Corpus Christi, mi otra banda que también toco, que es Norma, o en el caso de Pueblo Fantasma, que bueno, el primer paso lo di yo para armar el proyecto Pueblo Fantasma, con un estilo de música que nos sentíamos cómodos, que nos sentimos cómodos de hecho, así que nunca, más allá de los años de tocar, nunca consideré necesario por ahí tener un proyecto solista. Sí, proyectos como lo es esta banda, digamos que estamos compenetrados, estamos muy entusiasmados porque estamos haciendo quizás ya a esta altura de la vida la música que nosotros queremos, lo que sentimos, así que la verdad que es como una especie de meta realizada. En la pandemia, bueno, hicimos muchas cosas. De hecho, Pueblo Fantasma se forma en pandemia. Se forma como una forma también de hacer música, de encontrarnos, de hablar de otros temas que no sea el coronavirus o el aislamiento. Y bueno, sí, la pandemia dejó cosas graves en la sociedad, dejó problemas, porque la gente, bueno, se tuvo que recluir en sus hogares, empezaron quizás otra clase de inconvenientes. Y al arte en sí también lo encerró y de alguna forma se activó otra forma de mostrar la música, como es el streaming, que de hecho nosotros hicimos varios para diferentes medios, pero bueno, por otro lado se perdió también la frescura del show en vivo o por ahí las reuniones de familiares o reuniones de amigos, los conciertos y demás cosas que bueno, que ahora se está actualizando. Pero bueno, sí pienso que como sociedad estos 2 años de aislamiento nos marcó y bueno, desgraciadamente hubo mucha gente y parte de la sociedad que se quedó estancada y bueno, va a costar quizás un poco volver otra vez a tener una vida normal. Planes. Bueno, con la banda, con Pueblo Fantasma tenemos varios planes. En realidad hace muy poco que tenemos de formación, hace 2 años hemos empezado a tocar después de la pandemia en vivo. También disfrutamos lo que es la banda en estudio o la banda en el ensayo, también lo que es un poco la cocina de la música, tratar de crear temas nuevos, tratar de seguir con este estilo de música que obviamente no hemos inventado, pero sí. Es un estilo de que nos sentimos, como dije hoy, muy cómodos y componemos música en base a este estilo por ahí oscuro, denso, por así decirlo, primitivo. Tenemos, bueno, estamos presentando ahora el 12 de este mes, del mes que viene, de junio, vamos a estar presentándonos acá en La Plata, en Pura Vida Bar, con 2 bandas, que es la presentación oficial. Esta sí es la presentación oficial del EP Invocatio Spiritum, que salió el 23 de enero, que seguramente lo vamos a tener físico a cargo del sello Obsoletum Records de Santa Fe y de Córdoba. Bueno, también tenemos la edición en cassette a cargo del sello No Lucro Records de Chile, a cargo de Sol Olmos, una amiga que nos hemos hecho con las redes, y bueno, va a editar una edición en cassette allá en Chile. Y tenemos una edición, bueno, pronta, un sello Tercer Mundo Discos de Curitiba, Brasil, que también van a sacar una edición en cassette. Así que bueno, estamos jugando un poco con la música y tratando de difundir esto de Pueblo Fantasma. Tenemos una fecha también el 16 de julio en primer piso bar en Capital, que bueno, también es un poco una forma de poder viajar y conocer otros lugares que no sean nuestra ciudad. Entonces, bueno, quizás más para fin de año tenemos otra mini gira por el sur, en la ciudad de Viedma, que bueno, convierten estos pequeños pasos en algunos planes para que la banda, bueno, se pueda difundir. También disfrutamos mucho lo que es la difusión vía online, por ahí ver lo que la gente opina, las respuestas y cómo puede llegar la música. Así que bueno, un gran abrazo a todos ustedes, ojalá que nos puedan escuchar en YouTube, Pueblo Fantasma Metal, y en las demás redes también, en Instagram Pueblo Fantasma Metal, en Facebook Pueblo Fantasma Brutal Doom. Yo soy Laro Bionde, para Engranaje, Gabriel Columbus, muchísimas gracias y un fuerte abrazo a todos.
Tendremos un mano a mano con un músico charlando en un ida y vuelta para que nos cuente su presente.
Hoy nos encontramos con Schottler o Schottler, también le dicen, de Skullfist, una banda de heavy metal canadiense. Hi Zach, how are you today?
Oh, my video was fucking up there. We're good. I'm good. Things are well. I'm existing. I'm alive. Those are things. They exist.
Yeah, it's good to have you there as well. Before we start into the subject of your new album, Paid in Full, we'd like to know a little about the beginnings of the band, because, you know, it's never easy to start a band. People say, like, in South America, like, no, it's so difficult for us, you know, because there's no resources, there's no places to play or producers, whatever, but it's difficult everywhere. How was the the beginnings of Skullfist?
Oh, the video's screwing up there. Well, we started back in 1976 under the name Deep Purple. I was not very good at keyboards, so we switched to, we changed our name to Black Sabbath. Wasn't very good at playing slow riffs, so then we changed our name to Motley Crue. And then, I think 2006, I guess I started. And I was like a kid, like 19, 18, 19, I don't know. And I don't know, that's it. I just like making music, you know. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a fucking rock and roll machine. And so I did that in my 20s for a while. It was good.
Okay.
It was fun, I mean,
yeah.
But
I was also, you know, like checking some of your interviews, and you mentioned that you were interested in drums first, or you were the drummer first in the band, and then you changed to bass and then guitar. Is that it? Do I got it right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, I was like, well, I mean, I was a drummer first when I was a kid, and I played bass in Skullfist in the beginning because we couldn't find a bass player. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just play bass. We'll just do one guitar for a while. And so we did that for the first demo. We did that for about about a year and a half. And then I ended up getting a bass player, so I went back to guitar. It was fun playing bass and singing, though. It was easy, you know? It was nice.
Okay. And I mean, like, in Toronto, there's like no bass players, so there was no interest in heavy metal at that time.
In 2006, no, there was no interest. It was like the first couple of shows we were playing, a lot of people hated us, man. Fucking just didn't like us. You know, at the time, music was metal or whatever was pretty much dominated by like death metal, I think, at the time. And so, yeah, I don't know. I guess like back then, it was a lot different, you know, like everyone was so fucking segregated back then, you know. It's like, if you liked this metal, you couldn't like this other metal. If you liked that heavy metal, you couldn't like glam metal. If you liked glam, you couldn't like thrash metal. It was just fucking ridiculous. And I mean, maybe it's still like that. I don't know, but when we were kids,
I guess
it
for
was
some
definitely.
people,
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know. Do whatever, I guess.
well, you were mentioning some of the trip. I don't know the bands that you consider important. But my next question is, what are the main influence in the music of Skullfist?
Mozart usually. I think that a lot of our stuff sounds a lot like the Magic Flute. It's very, very lots of etudes and lots of sonatas. Okay. Yeah, those are the only good words that I know. I don't know anything else. No, I don't know. I mean, like originally, it was originally it was very much heavy metal, you know, like all the old heavy metal and stuff like that. But I think now we got older. I got older. I don't know. I mean, like I guess it still is. You know, it still is very much like that for Skullfist, and but I think maybe I've always tried to make sure that I wasn't just copying bands from the 80s, you know what I mean? It's like I don't want to be Iron Maiden. I like Iron Maiden. Definitely a good inspiration for heavy metal music and shit, but I don't want to be Iron Maiden.
Well, I mean, like it's playing heavy metal or creating heavy metal. I think it's a bit hard, you know, like not to make something really new, unless to go towards progressive music or other genres, or include other instruments, like that might make a difference.
Sure. I think it's probably not something that I even think about anymore. You know what I mean? I don't really think about it. The only time I think about it is when someone asks me about it, you know? And so, I don't know. Like, I guess realistically, it's like, I'm not thinking about doing things specifically, you know, making music. Just making music. And you know, whatever comes out, that's what's coming out, you know? Instead of, kinda, I think it's a bit, I don't really like, I don't like trying to write for something, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like trying to say, well, I want to write a fast song, or I want to write a slow song. I don't really think about it like that. I just kind of write songs, and then if there's a fast song in there, then there's a fast song in there, you know? So it's...
Okay.
So inspiration-wise, I think it's just like, I don't know, just... There's so many things that you could... I don't know, I feel like the word inspiring is not... It sounds kind of douchey to say the word. So I think it's more like unconscious, you know what I mean? I try not to think about anything. I try not to let anything stay in my mind too long if I can, you know? So it's like,
okay.
I'm just making songs. Yeah, I'm just making songs. Like, I'm sure if I thought about it, you could say this song was clearly from this or whatever, you know what I mean? And sometimes I write like that, but I think it's like, at the time, you're not really, I try not to think about it.
How about lyrical-wise? What are the lyrics about? Do you have like a main theme? Or does it change from album to album? How has it developed?
Yeah. I think I always end up singing about the same thing over and over. It's like, just that's kind of like my. I think it's generally like I've noticed that over the years I'm always singing about the exact same subjects, just maybe using different words or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, I guess. It's probably not intentional to write about the same thing over and over. I guess it just depends what you're thinking about, you know? It's like, generally I don't really write about things that I, you know, like, I'm not going to write about horses and medieval battles because I've never been in one, you know? I mean, unless I can time travel, like Bill and Ted's or something there. It's not going to be any medieval songs.
Yeah, I understand. But
I guess I read a lot of fantasy and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I would write about accidentally write about fantasy or something. You know. I remember the song "Sign of the Warrior." I stole the idea for the song, the title, from a video game actually when I was like 17. At the start of the game, at the start of the game, you had to pick which sign you were. You know, it was like sign of the Crucible or whatever, or sign of the fucking Elf or whatever. But there was sign of the Warrior, and I was like, I'm gonna be the sign of the Warrior. And then I was like, oh, that's a cool title. And I was like 17 or something like that.
That's really a cool title.
Yeah,
and that's very heavy metal.
But I stole it from
Yeah, whatever.
So.
I was listening to your first album, and what came to my mind was like, it's so cool to wake up to heavy metal. I think it has like a, you know, it gives you this boost. You know, like you can listen to doom metal, death metal, or whatever.
I think doom metal would be for going to sleep.
Good. Sorry?
Doom metal could be sleeping. You know, you're going to go to sleep, so you listen to Candlemass maybe, because it's slow.
Some people say that. But do you feel like metal in your life like that? Like something that, you know, keeps you going, that gives you, I don't know, happiness or strength or something?
I'm sure a lot of, no.
Okay.
I understand that. I understand that for people. But I listen to mostly old rock. Like that's mostly what I'm more into, is like old rock music. And I think when I was younger though, for sure, like when I was a kid, I mean, you know, I grew up in a tiny fucking town with like 3,000 people, like really far north. And there were no people listening to heavy metal. And I only got into heavy metal by accident because I seen an Iron Maiden cover and I thought the album cover looked cool. So I put it on while I was playing a fucking skateboarding game. And I just happened to hear it, and then, you know, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, man, these are a lot better guitar players than the punk music I listen to, you know? And, but like when I was a kid, for sure, you know, like I think now older, it's like I just listen to music. It's like a good song is a good song, you know? I mean, I've never found very, very many good rap songs or anything like that. But
okay.
I think it's not just, I think there's like there's a lot of guys not playing heavy metal but are singing about things, like, because for me, the stuff that I liked about heavy metal was never all of it. It's not all of it. It's like there's some stuff that I like for certain reasons. There's some stuff that I like for other reasons. There's a song by this band called Warrior. It's called Fighting for the World, Fighting for the Earth. And I always loved that fucking song because I thought the lyrics were so fucking gnarly. And I think for me, it's like anything that's going to get me pumped up is going to be lyrics. It's not going to be style. It'll be lyrics. So you can find, you know, kick-ass fucking lyrics in anything. I remember when I got into Tom Waits, I realized that guy's fucking lyrics were so goddamn good. And I think that's what I liked about heavy metal as a kid, was that I would find some stuff that had really fucking good lyrics. And that was what would make me more pumped up, I think. That's what would keep me going, was the words. Maybe less the music, more the words.
Some bands, they dedicate, you know, talking about beer and parties and things, and, you know, like, that's part of life. But when you find a song, a lyric that really, you know, inspires you, I don't know, makes you think about things in the past or in the present, that's really something, I think. My next question: what are the biggest acts you've shared, tour or stage with, and if you can share an anecdote with us about it?
Yeah, I'd say Leatherheart was probably the coolest band I ever played with, and I seen Uriah Heep once. That was pretty cool. We played a festival with them, and we were hanging out, talking to them later, and they were really just exactly what I think people would want musicians to be like. You know, they were just like the nicest chill dudes. They weren't weird. They were super cool. And I think one of the nicest guys I ever met was Tom Warrior from Celtic Frost, and his other band was playing Triptychon, and they were sharing a bus with us for a couple of days. And that's one of the coolest dudes I ever met. I think that guy is like genuinely fucking smart as hell. And just a rad dude, and he loves Kate Bush. I thought that was cool.
The new album is Paid in Full. It will be released in a few days. What can you tell us about this upcoming album? You have 2 singles out.
It's a lot like other Skullfist albums. I wouldn't say it's well, no, it's heavier. It's different. I mean, it's still definitely Skullfist, I guess is what I mean. It's definitely a Skullfist record. It's just heavier a bit than the other albums. I think like every album kind of seems to have like its own little flavor to it, you know what I mean? So I think this one is a bit more, I'm kind of angry or something, like I'm
okay.
Yeah, okay. I think so. It's but I think production-wise that this album probably sounds the best, I think, out of any Skullfist record. Like, not, not to say songwriting or anything like that, but just production-wise, I think it's probably the nicest sounding Skullfist album. Kind of like, I think it took every album we were trying to find out. Like, I was really trying to find out what sound.
You were saying that production-wise, this album, it has like a bigger muscle. It's stronger. Yeah, it's better than the other ones. Because did you gather a more professional team? Maybe. What's the difference?
No, I just basically cut back on the reverb and the delay. I think that was the main thing that I turned out that I always put lots of reverb and delay on records, and then over the years I just started wanting to hear shit better, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to I like listening to a record and being able to pick out each instrument, and that was kind of something I started realizing that I'd like, you know what I mean? I think it was just something that, or maybe I slowly started getting into.
You were in Buenos Aires in 2019. You played at Museo Rock with Velocidad 22 and a couple of other bands. What do you remember about that gig?
I remember Buenos Aires to me feels like a completely different planet. It's so far off in a different place, you know what I mean? Like I just remember flying there and then getting there and being like, man, this feels like a totally different planet. Like, it feels so far removed from any other place, you know what I mean? Like just, I mean, the location itself is just so, I don't know, man. It was such a cool place to be, though. It was like, I honestly felt like I was in a place where whatever's happening in the rest of the world totally doesn't matter. Like, it is not even on the same play, you know what I mean? Like, so like anything could be happening somewhere else, and it was just like, yeah, that's not the same planet. I'm on a different planet. This one is more fun.
It is like that. And are you planning to go back anytime soon?
I don't know. I mean, it's the debate between is life normal now or is it not normal? So it's hard to say. Like, I would like to, but at the same time, touring is already really stressful, and so I don't know when I will go back to that.
Okay, but I mean, you have a new album coming, so you have tour like in the States and Canada, I guess, at least.
No, we haven't booked anything yet right now. We had a tour booked in Europe, and we just canceled it actually. So it's like, I don't know. I'll go back on tour eventually, but at the moment,
okay. The other question was about, you released 2 singles with the videos, Long Live the Fist and For the Last Time. Any reason to sing these songs in particular?
Long Live the Fist was more of a safe one, I think. I think it was like almost like a typical Skullfist track. So, I don't know, they just kind of said, yeah, fuck it, let's just do this one. There was not really a huge thought process behind it. I don't really like releasing singles. I find it weird. Because it's like any single someone listens to for the first time, they're going to assume that's exactly what the album's going to sound like. And but it was just a random pick. For the last time was a bit more intentional. Because I like, that's, if I had to pick a song on there that I liked the most lyrically, it would probably be that one. So that was the reasoning. Yeah, and then we'll release one more on Friday, actually. Like another video on Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. We'll be looking forward to watching it. Well, Zach, this is it from me. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck with Paid in Full. Why is that name then? Paid in Full. You could Paid in Full.
It was like, I don't know, it was like, my way of reminding myself not to let other people step on me.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Zach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully,
good.
We'll know more about Skullfist and yourself.
Well, we'll get
see you
back to South America eventually. I mean, there's no doubt. As soon as I can. It's a fun place to play. So.
Well, you have Mexico. You have Mexico closer than Argentina, but yes, you should do that.
No, it's good. It's nice being there. I mean, everybody's always. South America has a super unique way of dealing with people. Like, you know, at concerts and stuff, man. Like, everybody is a lot. Music is a lot more important to them over there. You know what I mean? It's like there's just a lot more fucking balls and passion over there, you know what I mean? It's like people are really, the guys that love music, they fucking love it. And it's always a really nice thing because it's the same thing for me. It's like I fucking love music. So when guys want to hang out and talk about music, like I know you can feel how much they like music just in the conversation. And it's like, it's an enjoyable conversation because guys fucking, every time I go out there, there's always guys that come up that are just like, they just want to talk about music with me. And it's like, I love talking about music, so it's good.
Esto fue Engranage, un poquito de la realidad.